Bison women's basketball got the road split in Summit League Conference play over this past weekend. I'm Jeremy Jorgensen. We're back on the coach's corner here with head coach Maren Walseth. And Maren, let's just get your overall assessment of this road split that you got last week.
You know, I think going on the road has been a challenge for us, and so I was very happy with the intensity and the effort, the determination we came out with at Omaha. So very happy with that outcome. Certainly things to learn from at Western, but at the end of the day, you come home with 1-1 over a long road trip, and I have to smile about that.
What do you think of Western? Obviously one of the top tier teams in the league. They got Ashley Luke, a very solid player. They did rebound the ball well in your game with 55 rebounds, although there was 80 shots by us as well. So obviously there's lots of rebounds to be had, so kind of deceiving. But give us your assessment of Western and where they fit in the league. You
know, they're very, very well balanced, and they're a very good team. Well coached and play extremely hard. Certainly they have Ashley Luke in the middle to move around, and she's a very capable passer, but you know, you can't slow her down. You can hope to contain her, and then obviously other players stepped up for them, and as you said, we didn't give our best effort in the second half, and you know, things to learn from.
Yep, Brooke Lamar had a great game though, 23 points, the only player in double figures. She's had such a fantastic career, won over 1,000 points this year. What a leader, a competitor this senior is. We go in depth with Brooke Lamar in our player feature this week.
Home run pass, caught by Lamar inside. Brooke is up, it's good! And a foul! She is simply marvelous!
Earlier this season, Brooke Lamar became only the 31st NDSU basketball player in school history to score 1,000 career points. To anyone that watches Brooke, her competitive fire is a main reason why she's reached this achievement.
She brings it in and out every day in practice. If kids, you know, might have a hard day or whatever the case is, Brooke is competitive no matter what time of the day it is.
A great example of her scoring ability is her 33-point output versus the University of North Dakota. For the California native, those games are unforgettable.
At that point, you're just in the zone. You know, after you hit a couple threes, you're just locked in, and you know, the basket feels like it's 5 feet wide.
When looking at Lamar, you might wonder how she's able to score so much, since she only stands in at 5'6". But it's her ability to read a defense that allows her to get good looks.
Just using her angles and her speed. This year we have worked a lot on change of speed. I think what is being more successful for her this year is that she's 90 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour. So it's very hard to guard her.
Oh, is that a pretty move?
Brooke is averaging a career-high 19 points a game for the Bison this season. A major reason why is the new faster-paced offense brought in by first-year head coach Maren Walseth.
It helps a lot because that's what I've always wanted to do. I love to play transition, and that's something that coach really emphasizes, to get up and down the court.
Although the pace of the game seems to wear on opponents, for Lamar, it's nothing.
When you're playing at a high speed and a high level for 3 hours of practice, well, 40 minutes of a game is nothing.
While the Bison gain a lot from Brooke's scoring ability, it's her leadership off the court with younger players that is most important to this team.
This year she's taking Taylor Thunstead under her wing a little bit, kind of teaching her the ropes here or there. I think for her that's the biggest thing that she's improved on, and is helping us a lot in.
The records are nice for Lamar, but the best result so far from this season has been NDSU's success in the Summit League.
It's great. I mean, we're in second place now, and just looking back at last year to now, we've improved so much, and our team is just really buying into what coach is telling us to do.
Reporting for the Bison Coach's Corner, I'm Brett Rory.
Right between the eyes!
Coach, obviously Brooke is very skilled, but what strikes me about her is she really competes, really plays hard, doesn't she?
Absolutely. I think she's the toughest competitor we have, and certainly works to bring her teammates along with that competitive fire and the competitive attitude.
Talk about what else she brings as a leader as well, too, in that huddle. When you need something to happen in a close game, she's very valuable there, too.
She certainly is. Well, you know, she's well-spoken and she knows the game so well, so she's able to pull out little nuances and say, hey, you know, I see this, I see that, and distribute the ball the way that she's capable of. Another strength, I think she's so well-rounded. You know, she's got a great outside shot. Certainly she can get herself to the basket and draw fouls at her small nature. She's even got a little step through, you know, so she can score in a variety of ways, and we are constantly talking about using the pull-up. It's a great tool and a great weapon you have. Use it more often. So I think that's another, just her versatility makes her very difficult to defend.
Back to the court now. South Dakota State, a road trip for you this week. It's a one-game week, and it's one game in a stretch of about 13 calendar days. Is this a good time to have one game where you're going to have a lot of practice time, too, to teach the kids?
Oh, most certainly. It's great that we're able to actually go to school this whole week. Nobody's going to miss any class, which is great to, at the beginning of the semester to cement ourselves there, but also work a lot on us, similar to the Christmas break where you have a lot of time to get in the gym, spend extra time watching film, break things down. We had that opportunity again this weekend, luckily, and next week.
Talk about SDSU a little bit. Obviously beat them in Fargo. They've been pretty good since that game. When they're healthy, they play 10 players. They're pretty deep.
They are a great team. For a long time have been kind of the benchmark of the Summit League. And certainly they're fighting for that position yet again this year. We understand we're going to have a tough battle going down there, but also we'll go with a little confidence. We were able to be very successful here, and our players know what that feels like. And taking that on the road and taking that into Frost Arena, into a hostile environment, we have a little more confidence in our back pocket.
What about the X's and O's of this game? What worked well in the first matchup?
I think maybe our pace caught them off guard a little bit, or something that not everybody thought that we were willing or capable of playing at the pace that we can play at. But I think that puts them in situations to defend and use their athleticism, which they certainly have. But looking to play an up-tempo, that works for us. I think it makes them a little bit more uncomfortable than sitting back in their set defense.
What do you think of the league so far? We look at the standings here. It's really bunched up. You look at the teams with 3 losses. There is not a lot of separation between 2 and 7 in the conference right now, is there?
No. I feel like we're saying the same thing every week here. Such a competitive conference, and on any given night, anything can happen. I think that's apparent with IUPUI beating South Dakota last week. So certainly another tough week, and we'll be able to sit back and kind of watch a few things shake out here with one bye this week.
Well, best of luck to you. A big game down at South Dakota State.
Thank you very much.
You bet. South Dakota State, very tough at home. They're winning their conference games by an average of 38 points at Frost Arena. Always been very good. Of course, we'll have it on the Bison Radio Network for you with Jack Michaels this Saturday at 2 o'clock. One game this week for the Bison women. We'll be back next week to recap it for you. Have a great week, everyone.